VO₂ Max is your engine size, but training zones are your fuel systems and gears. And most people are driving a Ferrari in the wrong gear, burning the tank and calling it fitness. In next 15 minutes, I'll show you what zone 2 actually means in exercise physiology, why aerobic threshold is the ceiling, and how to find your zone 2 using 3 practical methods even if you never have entered a lab. I am Dr. Naveen Thiyagu, Orthopaedic Surgeon, and I treat injuries, but I am also obsessed with one question. How do we build a body that stays capable for decades? Running, cycling, living without breaking down. In this video, we are going to see 5 important things. 1. What zone 2 really is. 2. Aerobic threshold, why it is a ceiling. 3 ways to find your zone 2. 4. Why watches and formulas confuse people. And 5 simple rules runners can apply tomorrow. In part 2, we talked about improving your engine, cardiac output, stroke volume, and oxygen delivery. In part 3, we built the base zone 0 and 1, the no recovery cost zones. And now in part 4, which is a bridge, that zone 2 done correctly without drifting into the gray zone. What zone 2 really means? Heart rate is not the price. It is a signal. The goal is the adaptation of mitochondria, capillaries, fat oxidation, and lactate handling. A number on your watch is just a proxy. Zone 2 isn't a magic number. It's a physiological state where effort is steady, mostly aerobic, and you can keep going without falling apart. Zone 2 became famous for good reasons. It supports aerobic machinery, mitochondrial function, efficiency, and metabolic flexibility. But the mistake is people chase the top of zone 2 and accidentally spend their life in zone 3 stress. Imagine it like a metaphor, like zone 1 is the valley where volume and repeatability matters, and zone 2 is the plateau where the steady work of endurance happens for adaptability, and AeT, that is aerobic threshold, is a ceiling. It's a line above it, but don't live on that ceiling. So what is aerobic threshold then? Aerobic threshold is basically the first meaningful transition point. Below it, your body manages the work comfortably. Above it, the cost rises dramatically. Breathing increases, lactate production increases, and it switches to carbohydrate use. Most people train like this. Let me push to the highest zone 2 and I can tolerate. But AeT, that is aerobic threshold, is a ceiling and not a goal. And if you flirt with the ceiling every day, you slide into a gray zone, too hard to recover. For longevity, the best training is the training you can repeat, the consistent work that doesn't break your joints, your sleep, your mood, and your motivation. That's why the lower zones are powerful and why zone 2 must be controlled. Zone 2 are not like sharp borders. It's like if you are traveling from one ecological zone to the another, like a rainforest slowly becoming a savanna or a desert, that zone transition happens like that. But even if the border is fuzzy, the environment changes. The 3 practical methods by which you can measure the zone 2 are number 1 is the gold standard, which is the lab test, where the gas exchange and lactates are measured, so you actually find your AeT and your ranges. But not everyone has access, so here are 2 other field methods. The method number 2, that is talk test. Talk test is surprisingly good. If you can speak comfortably in full sentence, you are in easy aerobic zone, probably zone 1. And if you can speak but in shorter sentences, you are near zone 2. And if you can talk, you are above it. And please be careful with one formula for everyone. And even experts point out that 220 minus age and is not scientifically very reliable for setting zones. But in general, I would say be careful about sticking to one formula for everyone. If you are using a heart rate, we go to method number 3, where heart rate zones based on the heart rate. If you are using heart rate, you will see 2 popular approaches. Number 1 is the percentage of HR max, another one is percent of HRR, heart rate reserve. HRR, that heart rate reserve, is simply equals heart rate max minus resting heart rate, and the target heart rate becomes resting heart rate plus the percentage times the HRR. 2 people can have the same maximum heart rate but very different resting heart rate, and HRR accounts for that. So it often feels more personalized than the percentage of HR max. For example, if HR max is 186 and the resting heart rate is 67, HRR equals 186 minus 67, which is equal to 119. And if you choose 60% of the HRR, That is 0.6 times the 119, that becomes 71.4. Adding the resting HR is equal to 71.4 plus 67, that is 138 beats per minute. That is 60% of the HRR. And at 70% of HRR, it is 0.7 times 119, which becomes 83.3. And 83.3 plus 67, that becomes 150 beats per minute. So a practical training range might be roughly 130 to 150. Then you confirm that with the talk test and how you feel. So remember that AeT, the aerobic threshold, is a ceiling, and don't live on the ceiling. Heat, dehydration, caffeine, poor sleep, stress. In these situations, the heart rate can drift. That's why we combine heart rate with breathing and talk test. Fitness culture rewards exhaustion. Even platforms highlight your highest heart rate like it's the trophy. But a high heart rate isn't automatically progress. Often it's just stress. Zone 3 is where many people live. Too hard to be easy and too easy to be truly hard. It creates fatigue without clean adaptation you want. So the training works like a pyramid. Big base of easy work and small intentional peaks of intensity. Remember, the pyramid, the base becomes the lower zones. Most people invert the pyramid and wonder why they plateau or get injured. For zone 2, don't chase pace, chase the physiology. On the hills, slow down, or inclination, slow down. Sometimes you walk. That's not weakness, that is precision. Cardiac drift is when heart rate rises over time even though your pace stays the same. It can happen from heat, dehydration and fatigue, and it is one of the easiest ways to accidentally exit zone 2 and jump to zone 3 or the next zones. When drift starts, shorten your stride, relax the shoulders, slow down 10 to 20 seconds per kilometer, or insert a 30 to 60 second walk reset, and your job is to stay under the ceiling. Zone 2 should feel steady, controlled and very sustainable, and you finish a zone 2 thinking that I can do more. That's the whole point, that is repeatability when it comes to zone 2. A practical principle from endurance point of view is 2 sessions per week tends to maintain, and 3 to 4 sessions per week is where many people start improving because the stimulus is frequent enough to create change. To summarize in a sentence, if VO₂ Max is your engine size, zone 2 is how you tune the fuel system. It teaches the body to produce steady energy with less burn, less panic and more control. And part 5 will be about lactate, where lactate is the fuel and lactate is not a waste. And we will connect to how endurance and longevity training should be mixed across a week. Disclaimer, the content shared in this video is for information and education purpose only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis or treatment. Always consult your doctor or qualified healthcare provider with any questions regarding a medical condition. This content does not establish a doctor-patient relationship. Please speak with your personal physician before making any health decision. Medical guidelines and knowledge evolve. Content shared here may change or become outdated over time. Individual cases vary. What applies to one person may not apply to another. For accurate diagnosis and treatment, in-person consultation is essential. Your health is your responsibility. Stay informed and choose credible sources. Stay well, stay aware. Dr. Naveen Thiyagu here. Goodbye.